What's up, Nexus Youth?
What's up?
It's another week and a new challenge for you guys. Today we're going to be doing a pumpkin carving contest.
Yep.
And whoever wins this is safe from spinning the wheel of misfortune. So we're going to go ahead and just get started. First thing we're going to do is I'm going to have Nate pick a theme out of this bucket. We got 4 different themes that he can choose from. So I'll see what he gets.
Let's see what we got, guys. I don't know.
I'm really hoping it's the sports theme because I already got a good idea planned here.
This is it right here. Okay, we got one. Bible!
The Bible
The
theme.
Bible theme. All
Perfect
right.
for church.
There we go.
All right, let's go.
Let's get it.
All right, so I already got my idea ready. I think I know exactly what I'm doing. I don't want to give him any ideas, but you know, I think I got this in the bag. I'm gonna do like a little hill thing with some crosses on there or something. You'll see. It's gonna look really nice.
Alright guys, so I'm thinking a little less complicated as Trent's, but it's going to be more of like a Jesus theme. I'm going the straight Jesus across the pumpkin. We're going to see how this turns out.
All right, guys, here we go. We're about to start. We got 30 minutes on the clock. We're gonna start in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Okay. All right. Oh, that's terrible. Oh my gosh. We're in my first spoof. It's all good. So I'm thinking we got 30 minutes, so I got enough time to sketch it out real quick. And then I'm gonna carve it out. It's gonna look nice and pretty. All right.
Alright. Mine's looking pretty good so far.
Yeah, right. You already know. You probably already messed up. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Come on. Alright. The cutting part of this is the most important part. As you guys can see here, this is what I'm kind of going for, a little something like that. So, by the way, I've never carved a pumpkin before, so this is a new experience for me. But I think I got it in the bag. Oh gosh. Hope this turns out good.
Alrighty guys, this is what we're looking like. I'm liking it so far, so we're just gonna get started and see how this goes.
Hey, just remember, this what we're doing right now could mean you getting pepper sprayed, and I'm all about that.
Well, we'll see what happens. Make sure the cuts are
Precise is my middle name. Oh my gosh. Okay. There's a slight issue. But we're all good. We're fine. You know, it's we're gonna be fine. I'm gonna fix this. So far, yeah, it's okay though. You know, I'm going to fix this. So this I know. Or maybe I have it back.
Alright guys, we're looking pretty good. We're looking pretty nice right now.
Oh wow.
I'm pretty happy so far with how this is going. You know, patience makes perfect.
Mm-hmm.
So
So, as I was carving out the crosses, I realized I carved out a couple places where it basically made a big old hole in my pumpkin. But I'm thinking I make the hole a little bigger, so when you create a hole, you might as well take advantage of it. And I'm gonna make a little setting here. where it's gonna be, I'm gonna make the hole a little bigger. I'm gonna glue these down like this. I'm making 3 of them to sit inside there like that. And then I'll paint them or something. Okay, I just need to find my...
I'm feeling really good right now, honestly. I don't think I've messed up. Just gotta, I'm almost in cleanup work stage, so we'll see how we're rocking along here in a second. Basically just cleaning up my work, making it look all fancy. Just got it all cut out, so now I'm just cleaning up all the edges, doing all that fun stuff. Making sure there's no pumpkin hairs on the inside sticking out, so yeah, that's where I'm at right now.
Finessing.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know exactly what it's got going on over there, but all I know is I'm not in cleanup mode, but I am still working on something that's going to be awesome. That's all I got to say. There's still hope to be had. That's all I got to say. I wouldn't say to worry, but yeah. All right, so I had to improvise. So if you want to come check out what I got so far, I'm gonna cut little edges right here, and I'm gonna set them right into there like that, just like little building pieces, like a puzzle. And yeah, that's all I got so far.
And I am looking pretty good right now. I'm trying to figure out how I can clean this up more, but I'm pretty happy with how it's turning out so far. That's what we're looking like so far.
The heat is on. 5 minutes.
Oh man.
Exactly what I'm doing. Just take this thing. Oh, I can't. My hand's all sticky. I can't get it off. There we go.
There it is, guys. I like it. It's looking good. I think this is the final piece. I'm debating on the lights, but you know, I think that's the move right there. That's it. I'm done. I'm gonna call it right there. Might do a few more touch-ups just for the last couple seconds, but
All right, 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. Drop your utensils. All right, how do we feel?
Hey, you know what? I feel a lot better than I did like 5 minutes ago. That's all I have to say.
honestly, I'm feeling really confident in mine. It's not super crazy, but I feel like it's super clean and well put together, so we'll see how this goes.
That's right. All right, guys. So next thing we're going to do is we're going to get our judges in here. And, well, we're going to stand to the side. We're not going to say a thing. And they're going to judge to see whose is better. I'll see you guys there.
Okay, here we go. I see golden glitter, and I'm immediately like drawn to the drama and beauty of the gold. But yet there's something about simplicity. Oh, and the J is also a cross, the J in Jesus. It's very biblical. Okay, so pumpkin 2. There's a lot of creativity that went into it. So I'm gonna give it an 8 for pumpkin 2 because there's sparkles. There's crosses. It says Jesus lives. It's like almost moving. So I can tell this person really spent some time. See, with number 2, they used a Sharpie and spelled out Jesus. Lives at the bottom. And like, the effort in the the entire Jesus and the cross J being spelled, you know, like cut out. Quite impressive. But I'm a woman of drama. I appreciate the finer things in life. So to me, this one's a 6. Pumpkin number 1, 6.
I was actually pretty excited to see the lights flashing in both of them. That's really cool. Looks like they did try to do it fast. I've never had very great pumpkin carving skills, so I'm impressed. It's much better than I could do. Well, I like the gold on it. That's impressive. And I can really see the colored lights. Jesus lives, that makes a lot of sense. So based on the theme, I was told the Bible theme, I love how it has the 3 crosses, depicting the 3 crosses at Calvary. The one in the middle with the red, like the blood of Jesus, I really understood that, so that looks really good. All right, I'm ready to judge this one. I'm gonna give it, I'm giving it an 8 because it is very good. But you could tell it had to be done fast. But you know, I'm impressed with the skill of the letters that were carved into spelling Jesus. And you know what I'm even more impressed with, and I'm not sure if this is exactly what they were trying to do, but how they made a cross out of the J. So that's really good. They actually picked the perfect side of the pumpkin to carve on because it's larger on this side than that. So that shows wisdom, and I'm impressed with that choice. Okay, I'm ready to judge this pumpkin. It's really hard to try to judge it by itself and not compare it to the other, but I'm not sure what I'm supposed to do. I'm giving it a 7.5 because it was so close to the other. Those are my 2. And that's it.
Well, this one definitely stands out more. It's more glittery and bright, but this one's cleaner. More, number 1 is more clean and precise. All right, so I think I'm ready to judge. So I think I'm gonna give Pumpkin 2 a 9 because even though it's not as clean and precise as Pumpkin number 1, I feel like it is more an eye catcher, gets the message across more. Pumpkin number 1, I'm going to give a 7. Because I still think it's really good. It's just not as, I don't think it sends the message as much.
Okay, guys, so the judges have judged, and now we are going to reveal the scores. So we're going to start off with judge number 1's scores. What do we got here?
We've got a 6 and an 8.
Okay. So pumpkin number 2. So far, things are looking good for me. That's all I gotta say.
Wait, is that
He's
one?
he's pumpkin 2.
I'm pumpkin
Oh,
2.
okay.
Okay. All right.
So I have 6 so far.
Oh my gosh. Next one. I'm so nervous.
Ready? 3, 2, 1. 7.5. Okay.
7.5 and 8.
And
So okay, that was judge number 2.
All right.
Oh my gosh, these are close.
And this one is gonna decide everything. Because one of you is gonna either catch up or the other one is.
And then you're 2. Right.
I got a 9.
And I got a 7. So Trent is the winner.
Oh my gosh.
Well, there it is.
So I just want to say that the very beginning, I knew what I wanted, but then I messed up, as you guys saw. And I was like, okay, well, whatever I do next, it has to be super detailed, and I have to like do super spiritual, basically. And so I try my best to do that. It's not the prettiest thing, but as long as you know the meaning behind it.
I'm honestly kind of disappointed because I felt like I was ahead. I thought mine looked. I put the effort in to clean up all the edges. I did all that, and I wrote Jesus with the J and the cross, and I don't know.
Well, that's it.
I don't want glitter on my hands.
Yeah, and I was trying to hide my hands whenever we were talking to them because I had glitter all over my hands. I was like, yep. All right. All right, guys, so I won the challenge. So that means that Nate here,
I have to spin the wheel.
he has to spin the wheel of misfortune. I'm sorry, but I'm just glad it's not me.
Yeah.
So we'll see you guys there. Alright guys, so here we are at the Wheel of Misfortune. So Nate, you lost the challenge, but you know what, I give you props because yours obviously looked a lot more cleaner and nicer than mine.
Yeah.
I just had glitter. So that won me over. That won all the judges over. So, alright, well, let's get right into it. We got four new misfortunes on here.
Explain them?
We don't have to explain them, but we added the Death Nut. You guys all know what that is.
Oh, I don't want that one.
The Backward Shuffle. You guys will find out what that is sooner or later. And then we have the Egg Parade and a bunch of other new ones added on there. All right, go ahead and spin it.
The back. Oh,
That is right. All right. So next video, Nate here, he's gonna have to do a little backward shuffle all the way to Freedom Park and back. We'll see you guys there. What's up, Nexus Youth?
What's up?
Welcome to another devotional podcast. Now you guys see who's the better pumpkin carver, you know.
Definitely.
I definitely think mine was better. That's all I have to say.
No, mine was definitely better.
By the way, I just want to mention that we actually haven't done that yet. But the only reason I'm mentioning it is because I know for a fact I have the artistic skills of a wood maker.
Well, actually,
But
let's just say that neither of us have any experience in
yeah,
carving
no, I don't know how to
pumpkins.
carve a pumpkin, so, I really hope I did good.
Yeah.
And I hope I didn't have to spin the wheel. I hope he got it. And
I hope I didn't
I
have
hope
to
he
spin
got
the
pepper
wheel.
spray. You know, I'd love to see
No.
the pain.
The pain.
The pain.
No pain, no gain.
No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, let's get right into this devotional.
Yeah.
Okay, so for today's podcast / devotion topic, we decided to talk about something that's super, I would say, like relatable, but it's kind of like a broad kind of thing.
Yeah.
So the topic is how God wants us to build others up by watching what we say. So what do I mean by that? What I mean is we know that the things that we say, the words that come out of our mouth, that they can be impactful to other people both in good ways and in bad ways.
Negative ways, yeah.
So, and as far as good goes, God always wants us to love one another unconditionally and say good things to each other, always
Bring
use
each other
positive
up,
words.
yeah.
But just as impactful the good words that we say, just as impactful those are, the negative and bad things we say to people around us,
Yeah.
those can be detrimental to relationships and other people's lives.
Most definitely.
I found at least like 50 different verses about how we need to speak to one another. But I just picked a couple that I thought were really good. And the first one I want to share with you guys is Proverbs 12:18. The words of the reckless pierce like swords, but the tongue of the wise brings healing. So what's that saying? It's saying that when we are reckless with the things we say, when we don't really think twice about the things that come out of our mouths, like especially on the spot,
Yeah.
like those things, like those words, they pierce people like swords, basically.
Yeah.
You know, they hurt.
Yeah, and what we've talked about in the past is like God forgives and forgets. But it's really hard for people, they can forgive It's just like last episode when we were talking about forgiving. We can forgive somebody, but it's really hard to forget, and almost never do you forget. So when you are speaking to somebody, you want to make sure that the words that are coming out of your mouth, you truly are thinking about them. And me and Trent both, we both, everybody struggles with that eventually, but we both personally do too, and that's why we're talking about this, because, when you're in the moment, when you're mad, when you're frustrated, or maybe you're just annoyed, like, you could say something without even meaning to hurt somebody, and, you can end up hurting their feelings. Even though you feel like it wasn't going to hurt them or it wasn't directed towards them, they might take it a certain way. Yeah. And you want to be very careful. And nobody's perfect. Like, there's always going to be situations where you mess up. Yeah. And that's where last podcast comes into place, because that's a perfect example for forgiveness.
Exactly.
So. Yeah,
and for us, it might. I don't know what might be easier to say good things to people or bad things, but I think it's easy to say good things to people. Like, if me and him were having a conversation, it would be easy for me to compliment him. It would be easy for me to, say a bunch of nice things. But sometimes it may feel like it's a lot easier, especially if we wake up and, we're not a morning person or whatever. If things aren't going good in our lives, it might be even easier to say negative things, because, we're not really thinking about the things we're saying. We're just throwing them out like they're tennis balls or something,
And and another thing is like, I've noticed this personally in my life, and I know other people, I've heard them say this, but people that you're comfortable with, people that you love and care about, are always the easiest to say hurtful things to.
Yeah.
And I don't know why it's like that, but it's just how it is, and I'm sure you guys can relate with that. I'm sure you argue with brothers and sisters and moms and dads and aunts and uncles and other family members, and it's so easy to say hurtful things to those people, but those are the people that you care about the most, and those are the relationships that you want to keep closest to you.
Exactly.
So you really have to be aware of that.
Yeah, and especially right now, we're not necessarily completely quarantined still, but, the people you see most are your family, the people that you're living with, And a lot of times, since we're living with them so often and we constantly see them, we can kind of, I guess we can kind of get tired of one another. And so that's when it gets easy. But you just got to remember, you got to live with that person still.
Yeah.
And so, we need to just think about the things we say and just think twice,
And it sounds super cliche. Like, think about what you say. Like, make sure you're not saying hateful things, all this stuff. But it truly is important, because if you go around being hateful to everybody, nobody's going to like you. And that's harsh. That's the harsh truth. Nobody's going to like you. And then if you are having a good day, say you're having an amazing day and you go to speak to somebody about God, and they had a bad experience with you, why are they going to want to listen to you? Why are they going to want to listen to what you have to say when you've already had a previously bad experience? They're going to see that side of you. Someone's always going to see the negative side of you over the good side of you anytime. So you have to make sure that positive side of you is shining more than the negative side.
Yeah, another verse I wanted to share, it's James chapter 3 verse 5, and it says, "Likewise, the tongue is a small part of the body, but it makes great boasts. Consider what a great forest is set on fire by a small spark." So what that's saying is, even though the things we say, we might not think that it can be like this, big, like we don't think it'll make a big reaction or whatever, but the things we say, just like it said, a small fire can set a spark off, into the make basically a big wildfire. Just something really small that you say can spread, and it can just become this big thing. Yeah. And I think a lot of times we don't really realize that something that's not really a big deal to us, that as the things we say, they can make a really big difference in someone else's lives. And then then now they're hurt, so now they're going to go to this person, tell and express their feelings, and then this person's like, oh yeah, this person said that, and it just becomes this humongous thing,
this humongous cloud of hatefulness is what I would call it, because
exactly
it goes from one person being mad and saying something to that person spreading it on and gossiping, and then more hatred just forms from that, and it's basically an endless cycle of the devil taking advantage of people, because he will continue to try to steal, kill, and destroy, and he will definitely still kill and destroy your relationships if you're not aware of what you're saying to your friends and family members.
Yeah, and that's why this next step is, whenever someone so for example, say someone says something super mean to you. Usually our first reaction would be to say a couple unkind words back,
Yeah.
But, God, he calls us to turn the other cheek. He says, oh, you got slapped on one side, on the left side of your cheek? Why don't you turn the right side and let him slap the other?
Yeah.
So basically he's saying, silent your tongue. And if you are going to respond, if you are going to say anything,
Yeah.
let it be kind. Let it be something that will, because it's kind of like a smack in the face. If somebody says something super unkind to you or something super mean to you, and then you respond with, that's okay that you think that, but I just want to let you know that I still care about you. Now they're kind of like, oh my gosh, like what?
Yeah.
They're not going to be ready for it.
Right, and I think it's important to note that if you do turn the other cheek, don't do it in a rude manner. Because if you're being rude about it, you might as well not do it at all, because it's serving the same purpose. You're still being hateful. If you're going to turn the other cheek and be the bigger person, you want to always be super respectful, just like Trent said.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry you feel that way. I still care about you. And if they do it again, you still treat them with that same respect and that same love and kindness, because turning the other cheek, God's not like, oh yeah, hit me again, I dare you. Like he doesn't want us to be rude and disrespectful about it, but he's saying turn the other cheek because I've forgiven you, so you forgive others.
Mm-hmm.
That's basically
Yeah,
what I get from that.
Exactly. And God calls us to love one another.
Yeah.
And so part of that is building each other up with our words. So that's really the main goal is thinking about what we say and using basically, I don't know, just building others up.
Yeah.
However that looks, in whatever relationship that you're in, as far as if you're talking to somebody and you might not have the best relationship with them, and you guys always butt heads, try to find something that you can use, like a compliment or something, to build them up. Tell them how you appreciate them. Just find anything, because that's what God calls us to do, is to love one another.
And I feel not just in what you say to people, but going through with your word.
Mm-hmm.
I feel that's another thing that we could talk about. Like Trent said, this is a very broad topic, but I think giving somebody your word and going through with it, if I told Trent, okay, we're going to, this is Sunday, we're recording the podcast on Sunday, and we record it every Sunday. Trent's okay, we planned for Sunday, and I'm okay, great. And then I don't show up on Sunday, and Trent's here by himself, right? I gave him my word that I would be here on Sunday to record the podcast, but I never showed up. And that goes a long ways, because when you are consistent with your word and you fulfill what you say you will do, then people have another level of respect for you. And that also goes along with, I feel that's just as important as how you talk to somebody, but also, are you lying or are you following through with your word? You know what I mean?
Yeah, and so a lot of the things we say also lead to the actions that we make.
Yeah.
And so that's why it's really important. The things we say matter. Mm-hmm. Honestly, I mean, it might seem, not everything that we say seems like it's super important. Sometimes, we've already been over this, we just, we need to think about what we say. Another verse that I have that I wanted to share was Colossians chapter 4, verse 6. And it says, let your conversation always be full of grace, seasoned with salt, so that you may know how to answer everyone. And so, when you're having a conversation with someone and it turns sour, one thing you have to remember is, maybe that person you were talking to had a bad day. Yeah. Maybe they're going through something in their life. And so, you just have to take everything, and you just have to basically give grace. You just have to, just like the verse says, you have to, you have to think about those kind of things, So, and when you respond to them, you know how to answer. So that's why it says, so that season it with salt, so that you know how to answer. So basically, just
Yeah.
You know, just think.
And-
You know, you just gotta
And
think.
I think that another thing that we can say about that is like, that's kind of like saying like have a game plan.
Mhm.
Like me and Trent have talked about this too. Like when we have an argument, we have a game plan now. You know, and it's good to have that game plan because if you have that plan, when an argument comes up, you can be like, I can't talk right now. I can talk to you later. I'm frustrated right now. And then you can take a step back, pray about it, just take some time away. And then you can come back and talk to that person respectfully and with kindness and love because trust me, I don't know about Trent, but personally me, I can say I'm a defensive person. You know what I mean? I will defend myself. And so I find myself trapped in this area where I'm trying to defend myself and I end up hurting other people. So if I've learned now over the last couple of months to take a step back, pray about it, or just take some time, go get my mind off things, go do something else, and then come back at a later time and talk with that person. But talking with that person and talking it through is very important because if you just leave it alone, it's just as bad as if you would have argued it out and was very hateful because it's left untalked about, you know?
Yeah.
So I think that's another thing that we could say is super important because not just how we talk to them, but how we respond to the situation when it happens. you
Yeah,
know?
we always need to have that mindset of, okay, the things I'm about to say right now, is it going to build them up or is it going to tear them down? And the whole point of this talk is we want every conversation that we have with somebody else or any time we interact with somebody, have the mindset of, hey, what I say right now, I want it to build you up. I want us to grow and I want us to keep moving forward and I want us to grow spiritually. And the only way we can do that is if we love one another and we say kind and loving things to another sometimes, you know, we do need some kind of criticism, but do it in a building up way, not to tear somebody down, but to build the other person up.
And it sounds very surprising, but you can get your point across without being rude and disrespectful.
Yeah.
It's very hard. You do have to think about what you're saying, how you're saying it, because like we said in the beginning, like people can take it the wrong way still, etc. But it is possible. And you can still get your point across because I know that there's a lot of people out there that are probably defensive people as well. And, you know, so.
Yeah. I think that's good.
Yeah.
So last thing I would just say, just to challenge you guys is if you're going through it with somebody right now, if you and somebody else are butting heads, if it might be somebody in your family or if you have a friend or, you know, or if you just have a straight up enemy, I would just say to you, you know, just like, think about how the things you say impact other people. Yeah. And so the next time you see that person or the next time you talk to that person, you know, next time, if they say something mean to you, respond with something kind.
Yeah.
Or, you know, if you feel like you are about to say something like that's not the kindest thing in the world, try to just like, you know, take a step back, think about what you're going to say.
Yeah.
And instead just like, build the other person up.
Kill them with kindness.
Exactly. Just like, yeah, I love you.
Kindness.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'm going to close this in prayer. All right. God, I just thank you for everything you're doing in our lives, God, and I thank you for all the things you got planned for us, God. And I just pray, Lord, that you would just put your hand of kindness and grace on us, God, so that, Lord, that we would just mirror the love that you show us, God, that we would just spread that same unconditional love onto other people, God, because that's where it all begins, God, is the way you love us, God, the way we need to love other people. And Lord, I just pray that any conversations or any interactions we have this week, God, that we would just think about building other people up and just spreading your truth, God, spreading your love and showing kindness, unconditional love. And we thank you so much for all that you're doing. In Jesus' name.
Amen.
Amen.
Well, guys, that's it for today's video. We hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure you guys come back for next week's video. We're super excited for these upcoming videos. We're having a lot of fun with these. We hope you guys are enjoying them just as much as we are. And, yeah, we'll see you guys later.
That's right. Every Wednesday at 6 p.m.
Oh, yeah. All right.
This is so bad.